World famous KROQ, Kevan Kenney. We got our first guest of the evening. Lil Dusty G's in the house. What's up, dude?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Dude, first time ever on the radio for you, and you don't do a ton of interviews, so thank you for doing this.
This is my first interview ever.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah. I hit you up on social, and I was just like, dude, I dig your stuff, because, you know, like, we're on alternative rock, alternative radio station, alt, whatever you want to call it, right, on KROQ, and you... Bro, you like really truly make alternative music. And I say that because you take influences from so many different tracks. Like, you know, you've got songs that kind of have a country tinge to it. We'll talk about the Texas roots in a second. But then you also got stuff that now the new stuff, like in between the song we're going to play on KROQ tonight, I'm getting like almost like a 21 Pilots. Like we play this new kid, Boy with Uke on the show. Like it's kind of that pocket now. So you, to me, like embody the new alternative.
Hell yeah. Dude, thank you for saying that.
No, for real.
Yeah. That's why I'm just trying to make things that are different.
Yeah, and things you feel, I'm
exactly,
sure.
Yeah, of course.
So you're from Dallas, Texas, just outside?
I'm originally from Florida.
Oh, you are? Where in Florida?
I was born in Boca Raton.
Oh, yeah, I know it well. I'm going down there next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, yeah, that's where I grew up in, like,
A1A.
Parkland.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to be at Beach Palace. So you're in Florida, and Florida's a great another like breeding ground for just alternative artists, a bunch of great rock bands that came out of there. So then you moved to Texas at some point.
Yeah, about like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
you spent some time there.
Yeah, and that's like where I started like releasing music and stuff.
Right. And then like, you know, there's all these bios online. Who knows how like accurate any of this is, but I guess you started making music like 2017, 2018, and it was sort of like deemed like emo rap at the time.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was still doing like the Spanishy kind of like Narcos kind of stuff, but yeah, it was definitely like emo.
I used to work at Billboard when that all was breaking, and like Nothing Nowhere is an artist that's been on the show a bunch, and it's like we just didn't know what to call it, so all these like old people called it emo rap, right? It's like, well, I guess there's trap drums, it has to be rap music.
I kind of
right?
hate that name.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad we're like past that era of just that name, exactly, and you can get appreciated for what you truly are, which I think is an alternative artist. We got a lot more with Lil Dusty G coming up. He's at Lil Dusty G on social. We're gonna play his record In Between, which I think you're gonna fall in love with. Lil Dusty G's in the house. First ever interview, first ever radio interview.
Yeah.
And we're very grateful that he chose KROQ to do it on. And you were just asking, like, dude, have the Gorillas been here? It's kind of cool to work at KROQ because the answer is yes to everybody. Like everybody on this playlist. We're about to play the new one from the Chili Peppers. It's like they've been here countless times. Now Dusty G's here.
Crazy.
We were talking off air about like, you know, you make music. If you're driving around and you're listening to KROQ right now and you're going to check out Lil Dusty G, it's going to run the gamut in terms of sounds, especially you go over the catalog from 2017, 2018 to now. But you grew up like really liking a lot of bands. What kind of bands did you listen to in growing up?
All kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, when I was younger, like mostly just 90s stuff. Like, like Smashing Pumpkins, like Soundgarden. Radiohead is like probably my favorite band.
Really?
Like all time, yeah.
Do you have a favorite Radiohead song that comes to mind? Like why you I mean, there's so many to choose from.
There's so many,
I like Fake Plastic Trees.
Yeah, that's a classic.
One gets
that's
me,
a classic, yeah. Probably like, I can't even decide. There's so many. Probably like Iron Lung.
Okay.
Iron Lung.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, like top three. I can't choose most favorite, but like top three, yeah.
What do you think it is about the 90s? Because it always comes up, and I think about this sometimes, but there's just something so raw about that time period in music. I mean, across the board, no matter what the genre is.
I know, everything was going on then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like maybe like before the internet, we were just like, I don't know, more authentic people or something. I think about this a lot. Because, you know, like no matter how old somebody is, it's like the 90s connects with them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's before the iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. Damn the iPhone. All right, well, we're going to play Lil Dusty G's brand new song called In Between that I think you're going to fall in love with. If you're a fan of 21 Pilots, Boy with Uke, who we play on the show a lot, it's kind of that pocket, it's kind of that vibe, but of course, it's all Lil Dusty G. It's KROQ, it's Kevan Kenney, Lil Dusty G still hanging out live in the studio. We're about to play a song In Between, which if you're a fan of 21 Pilots or Boy with Uke, the newer artist we play, I think you're going to love this song In Between. It's never been played on the radio before, let alone KROQ, and you're going to hear it first here coming up in a matter of moments. But you got a pretty substantial cosign in the world of music. You got a song out called Preached with Marshmello, which doesn't sound like a Marshmello song. I mean, he's very talented as far as like his musicology and his taste in music. It ranges and it's very versatile. But how did you meet Marshmello?
It's literally over Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, he just DM'd me on Instagram. He's like, I really like your music. Like, we just wanted to talk and we just linked up and we just like kicked it for a while and yeah, he was like, he talked to me about his label, Polar Culture. Yeah. And he was like, I want to sign you, and that was it.
Wow. Now, are you one of his first signings on Polar Culture?
Yeah, it's mainly a producer label. I'm the only artist.
Oh, wow.
As of right now, yeah.
So what made you want to sign with Marshmello?
Just the way he approached it and just the way he like, how passionate he was about my music. You can just tell he really doesn't, because he doesn't need like the money. He's not in it for the money. Of course. He's really just trying to like, help me because he really just liked my music. Yeah. And the fact that he's not like a major label or anything. Yeah. It was sick, and he understands because he's like an artist too.
Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, it worked perfectly.
That's awesome. So that song is called Preached, if you want to check that out on your own time. We're going to play this. So that's the first song that I found of yours, and we were talking about that off the air, and then that made me a fan of yours because that song sounds so interesting. And then the song we're about to play called In Between, like just out of here. I mean, when I heard that, I was like, dude, I love this kid. So what can you say about In Between before we press play on KROQ?
It's a 2-minute song that I made about 8 months ago, and
did you make it quick? Was it a quick one?
It was pretty quick.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, laid down like the bass line and everything, and then recorded the vocals like the next day.
Wow.
And yeah.
Okay, so this is you on bass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I produced the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so self-produced, and it's called In Between. For the first time ever on the radio and the world-famous KROQ, it's Lil Dusty G with In Between. Let's call it what it is. The world-famous world premiere on KROQ. That was In Between from Lil Dusty G. He is at Lil Dusty G on social. Also check out Preach featuring Marshmello, which is a great song that I also dig. Anything else? Anything you're working on right now you can tease?
I have an EP coming out soon, but I did just release my album. It's called Undergrowth. That's what In Between is on, and Preached.
Okay.
And I just released that like a month ago.
Undergrowth.
Undergrowth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Word. Yeah.
Dude, thanks so much for coming by.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Lil Dusty G, everybody.